Okay, let's be honest here. Is Senator Rand Paul and St. Anthony Fraudstey working for the same team owners? And if they are, can that assertion be proven? Stay tuned. We're going to find out right here on High Impact Flicks. So welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and that bell notification icon so that when I upload more videos, you'll be alerted. And I just know YouTube is gonna come through for me on that. Also, if you get something out of this video, give it a thumbs up and share this bad boy with everybody you know. And don't forget, I've got a new channel called Here's the Deal, where we'll be reviewing First Amendment auditors and eventually conducting our own interviews with people who call themselves public servants. So let's get into this video.
Hey guys, before I get into today's video, here's a shout out for this video's sponsor. When the shit hits the fan and the power goes out, one of the things you're going to need is an ultra bright flashlight and a power bank to charge your devices. This is the indoor-outdoor Lightbug work light. It's got a solar panel to turn sunlight into storable, usable energy, or you can charge it with a regular wall outlet. The adjustable bracket allows you to hang it, hold it in your hand, or get the perfect light angle on a table. It comes in handy for car repair, fishing, hunting, and camping. And check this out. I fully charged this thing, turned it on, and left it on the counter, and it shined for over 5 hours. Grab a couple of them for family and friends. Your link is in the description. I intentionally am going to play what Dr. Anthony Fraudstey said here first. And the reason I'm playing what Anthony Fraudstey said here, because I'm going to play you what Rand Paul says on Fox News. Now, keep in mind, anybody who's promoting the VAXX is promoting the big farm guy. If you're promoting big farm guy and you're promoting the mandates and you're promoting the VAXXs, you are in the tank for the big pharma industrial complex. Make no mistake about it. You can't really slice it and dice it either way. So you have people on the take. I don't know to what level or to what extent a Rand Paul or a Fox News or an Anthony Fauci profits from heralding the message. I have no way of knowing that, but it's enough for me to see that these guys have come in on the cattle cars. They've opened their wagons. They've set up their stage, and the snake oil salesman is trying to sell us his product. Listen to this guy.
Why do you feel so strongly about that, about staying on the job when you become, I mean, you were personally, not just rhetorically, threatened? Your security, your safety, your family.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
And let's just ignore the fact that he threatens the safety and security of everybody's family, not just nationwide, but worldwide, when he endorses a mandate, when he endorses the violation of individual rights across the board for every man, woman, and child on the planet.
I dealt with it by focusing on what my job is. From the time that I went into medicine to the right now where I am at my age, my job has been totally focused on doing what I can with the talents and the influence I have to make scientific advances to protect the health of the American public.
In other words, to do everything that I can to put a certain product on the shelf and make sure that that product moves from the shelf into the bloodstream of every single American and, by extension, people in the entire world.
So anybody who spends lies and threatens and all that theater that goes on with some of the investigations and the congressional committees and the Rand Pauls and all that other nonsense.
Now, keep in mind, Rand Paul. Okay, so we have a fight. We have good versus evil, right? We have the left versus right, the Republicans versus the Democrats, the conservatives versus the liberals. So it's a real fight, right? There's no way they're playing for the same team owners. Stay tuned.
That's noise, Margaret. That's noise. I know what my job is.
Senator Cruz told the Attorney General you should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
That's Senator Goldman Sachs Cruz. If anybody's on the bankster side, if anybody's on the military industrial complex side, if anybody's on the big pharma industrial complex side, they're automatically not on your side, no matter what they say, no matter what the smoking and mirrors is displaying, no matter what the show is at the center ring under the big top. It doesn't matter. It's all dog and pony. It is. He mentioned theater. It truly is. It is theater. Now, these guys may even hate each other in real life, but the bottom line is, at the end of the day, both Dr. Anthony Fauci here, St. Anthony Fauci, God bless his soul, genuflect, take the holy water and don't question him, because if you question him, you'll question science, just like he's about to say. Whether it's a Dr. Anthony Fauci on this side or a Rand Paul on this side, they're both coming together at one point, and that one point is we have to enrich the big pharma industrial complex. There's no way out of this thing.
I have to laugh at that. I should be prosecuted. What happened on January 6th, Senator?
Look what he does with his lips right there. That's a pretty interesting little thing that he does right there. Watch this. What happened on the 6th, Senator?
6th, Senator.
What is that? What's going on with the lips there?
Senator.
What's going on in the 6th there?
6th, Senator.
Do you think that this is about making you a scapegoat to deflect from President Trump?
Of course.
There's so many truths coming. Do you think this is about making you a scapegoat to deflect? This is all deflection. This is all scapegoating. This is all distract, deceive, divide, demoralize, dehumanize, distract, divert the attention. It's like we're watching a magic trick, and you're trying to take in everything. You're trying to make sure that you got your eye on the card or your eye on the ball under the shells as they're switching things around on you, and you just can't keep up. All you have to know is, at the end of the day, what's the bottom line message? What is it that Fauci's promoting? What is it that we're about to see Rand Paul promote? What is it we're about to see Fox News promote? What does CNN always promote? Who owns CNN? Who owns Fox Corp? Who owns News Corp? Is it Vanguard? Is it State Street? Is it BlackRock? Are they the major shareholders of all these corporations? In what way did they bankroll these politicians and these scientists and authorities? We got to be asking these questions.
You have to be asleep not to figure that one out.
Well, there are a lot of Republican senators taking aim at this. I mean,
that's okay. I'm just going to do my job. And I'm going to be saving lives, and they're going to be lying.
It seems another layer of danger to play politics around matters of life and death.
Exactly. And to me, that's unbelievably bad, because all I want to do is save people's lives. I mean, anybody who's looking at this carefully realizes that there's a distinct anti-science flavor to this.
Yeah, so if you attack Anthony Fauci, God bless his soul, you're actually going to the root of science itself.
So if they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there, so it's easy to criticize, but they're really criticizing science.
That was a nice little edit to play into Anthony Fauci's narrative right there on behalf of CBS and Face the Nation. Watch this edit.
Recognize there's a person there, so it's easy to criticize, but they're really criticizing science, because I represent science.
He's a representative of science. Of course, it's big pharma science. Of course, it's bow down at the altar of Jabbo, and you can't have your freedom science, but that's the science we're really talking about. So if you're coming at Anthony Fauci, you're really striking the axe at the root of the very heart of what science is.
That's dangerous. To me, that's more dangerous than the slings and the arrows that get thrown at me. And if you damage science, you are doing something very detrimental to society long after I leave.
Really, a science that can't be questioned is not science. A science where people end up questioning and then get censored is not science. So let's go over to what Rand Paul says, and let's see if they have kind of the same thread line, the same kind of message, the same kind of promotion, the same kind of propaganda going on. This was displayed on News Corp's Fox News. Watch this, Fox Corporation.
You can get a drink at a bar. None of this affected the trajectory of the virus. The virus has moved. The numbers of viral infections per day have moved regardless of what man has tried to do. Other than the vaccine, and the vaccine was working pretty well in May of April, but now the vaccine isn't working so well and the virus is escaping it.
Doesn't matter what the numbers were in May or April. His numbers are actually wrong. May and April, if you go to what the CDC says, the numbers weren't below 10,000, but that's beside the point. Number one, where did the numbers come from? Is there anything to cases? Should we take cases seriously? What's the error rate in those cases? How did they determine what those cases are? And are cases even important? If the test, even if it actually tested for and had a high accuracy level for determining who would be considered a case, is that even important? If you don't have symptoms, if you're asymptomatic, what did Anthony Fauci say just a couple months before, or actually a couple months into this planned organized partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter? He said asymptomatic transmission has never been the driver of outbreaks. Never. And he said in all the history of virology, asymptomatic transmission has never been the driver of outbreaks. That's what he said. Oh, if that's the case, then everybody who's asymptomatic, would it even matter if they tested positive? But watch what he promotes here.
So the one thing
he already promoted the efficacy of the VAXX.
they could do, they're not doing, and that is we should allow for a new vaccine to be introduced. They have it waiting, but
We should allow for a new VAXX to be introduced. What does that mean? What does that mean? What's the investigative directive? Follow the money. He's basically saying we need to have Big Pharma make boatloads more money by producing something that's going to respond to the next variant on the horizon. What is that? What is that? Just roll the ka-ching, ka-ching. Money. Take a ride. That's what he's doing. Follow the money. Key bono. Who's going to benefit from what Anthony Fauci just said and now what Rand Paul is saying? Who's going to benefit? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not going to be the American people. It's not going to be the French people. It's not going to be the Canadian people or the New Zealand people or the people in Australia or anywhere. It's going to be Big Pharma, the big farm guy. It's going to be Pfizer. It's going to be Moderna, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson. Those are the people who are going to benefit.
they're not doing anything to introduce the new vaccine.
Why would they not introduce a new vaccine?
You know, that's a good question.
What are they pushing
I think,
here?
Well, maybe they bought a lot of the old one. They haven't used it up yet, and maybe they're trying to be frugal. Maybe somebody has something invested in the old one, but the old one isn't working so well. It probably does reduce your risk of severe hospitalization still and death, but it's not really fighting off the virus at a level where we really could change the trajectory.
So what is he saying? He's saying, yeah, it worked before we got all these variants. Now we're going to have to just kind of change that a little bit. We're going to have to give the power and the funds to the big farm guys so that they can respond. They can have a proper VAXX response to these new variants. And then we can start pushing the boosters. So you got Anthony Fauci pushing the boosters. You even have Ted Cruz pushing the boosters in big pharma. And you got Rand Paul pushing the boosters. Those three guys are on the same team with regard to pushing the very thing that a lot of people are trying to make a mandate. And they're pushing the con job 1984 by George Orwell idea, which is the planned organized full shutdown of not just the U.S. economy, but the world economies, so that they can initiate the Great Reset. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. So Rand Paul is playing into the exact same Great Reset plan as Anthony Fauci and Goldman Sachs' Ted Cruz.
In April and May of this year, we got down to less than 10,000 cases a day. We did that when the first vaccine was very, very effective. When we got the Delta variant, now that it dominates, the vaccine isn't as effective as it was. And we have a new vaccine. It's sitting there. We approve a new vaccine for the flu. They criticize Trump endlessly for, why does he do the vaccine? We got a vaccine within 1 year. And why aren't they doing anything to introduce a new vaccine or to get the red tape out of the way? Let's get the new vaccine out and see if that helps.
It's a good point. The guy who made a living getting rid of red tape got rid of it. He gets no credit for it. Now they can't seem to do anything similar now that we're in the middle of it.
All hail to the father of the VAXX, the self-proclaimed father of the VAXX and Operation Warp Speed, Donald Trump.
Alluded to it, Senator, the fact that things that we did in 2019 don't match the reality of where we are in 2021. Well, one man's been there.
So there you go. There you go. You have Anthony Fauci. Every single one of these are in the big club, and we're not there. That's not our membership. That's their membership.
Hey guys, we know with the way things have been going, it can get really interesting really quick. So make sure you and your family have a long-term storable food supply. Support the channel and get $50 off with my link in the description while you still can.